If you've ever watched a YouTube video about cars, the algorithm has probably started recommending Scotty Kilmer's videos to you left and right. The guy is a legend and he knows more about cars than even ChatGPT. Recently, I binge-watched over 100 hours of his videos, and honestly, I learned so much more about cars than I could have on Google. Today, I'll be sharing all his secrets in a 10-minute summary, starting with the first rule of the Scottyverse that all his fans know. If it isn't a Toyota, he probably hates it. You can watch literally any Scotty Kilmer video at random, and chances are within 45 seconds he's either complimenting a Toyota or trashing something else that isn't a Toyota. Why? Because in Scotty's world, reliability is everything, and Toyota, in his eyes, is the last automaker still building cars that don't try to bankrupt you with nonsense tech and overengineered junk. Now, does he ever like anything else? Well, kinda. He'll say things like, Honda used to make good cars, before they went CVT crazy. Or he'll throw a nod to Mazda every now and then, but if you bring up a German brand, game over. Try this. Go into his comments and type, should I buy a BMW? He'll probably respond with, only if you want to drain your wallet faster than a gas tank in a Bugatti. So yeah, lesson 1, if you're not a Toyota fan, prepare to get roasted. He's not a fan of the EV hype. You might think with all this talk about the future of transportation, someone like Scotty would be geeking out over Teslas and EVs. But nah, mention electric cars to him and you can literally see the rage build behind his safety glasses. EVs are fine until they break, he'll say. And according to him, they all break eventually. The issue isn't the concept, it's the execution. He doesn't trust the battery tech. He doesn't trust the repair process. And he especially doesn't trust the idea that you need a computer engineer just to diagnose your car. Think about it. Scotty came up in an era where you could fix a fuel pump with a wrench and a cigarette hanging out of your mouth. Now you've got EVs with 15 different processors, OTA software updates, and doors that won't open if the firmware crashes. To him, that's not progress, that's a trap. And the resale value is trash. Try selling a 10-year-old EV with a dying battery pack, no one wants it. Replacing the battery could cost more than the car's worth. So while everyone is hyped about saving the planet, Scotty's over here shouting, save your wallet. Most mechanics are crooks. Scotty is a mechanic who doesn't trust mechanics at all. In fact, he's built an entire YouTube empire telling people how not to get ripped off at repair shops. And he's got stories. Oh man, he's got stories. Shops that charged people $1,000 for a $50 job. Mechanics who accidentally broke stuff just to get more work. Dealerships that quoted $3,000 for something he fixed for $10 in under 5 minutes. One of his golden rules is this: the less you know, the more they'll charge. That's why he always says, buy a scanner, learn your codes, watch my videos, don't be an idiot. He believes that anyone with just a little effort can avoid most of the common scams. You don't need a full-blown garage. Just a jack, some common sense, and the willpower to not fall for every urgent repair a mechanic suggests. And here's the best part. He'll actually show you step by step how to do it. Whether it's changing your brake pads, swapping a sensor, or figuring out why your check engine light is on, he makes it look doable. Because to Scotty, the real scam isn't just overpriced repairs. It's making people think they can't fix their own cars. Simplicity is king. If you asked Scotty what the perfect car looks like, he'd probably describe something that sounds like it came out of the 1990s. One engine, one transmission, no turbo, no screen, no push-button nonsense, just 4 wheels and a key that turns. And he is serious about this. One of the biggest rants he goes on over and over again is how modern automakers are stuffing cars with too much garbage. Auto stop start? Useless. Lane keep assist? Just pay attention. Infotainment systems that need software updates every month? Why do I need a touchscreen just to turn on my AC? He doesn't want your car to be a spaceship. He wants it to be fixable. Because in Scotty's eyes, every new feature is just one more thing that's going to break. And when it does, good luck fixing it without a proprietary tool or a $1,200 service appointment. He's constantly warning people that cars today are designed more like rolling computers than actual machines. And once those computers go haywire, you're toast. Tool reviews that don't mess around. Let's talk about tools, because when you've got a guy who spent 5 decades under the hood, you better believe he has opinions on what's worth buying. And unlike most YouTubers, Scotty's not running affiliate links or sponsored toolkits in every other video. If something's trash, he says it's trash. But when something holds up, like his old school scan tool, which he's had for years, or his favorite impact wrench, he won't just recommend it, he'll swear by it like it's Excalibur. What makes his reviews different is that they're not just unboxings or first impressions. He actually uses the tools. He abuses them, leaves them in the rain, drops them on concrete. If they survive, they earn his seal of approval. So whether you're buying a socket set from Harbor Freight or wondering if that cheap Amazon jack is worth it, chances are Scotty's already tested it. And he'll tell you flat out, buy this one, it works. This other one, it'll snap on the first job. No sugarcoating, no marketing fluff, just straight up garage wisdom. He hates CVTs. 3 letters, 1 lifelong grudge. CVT, continuously variable transmission. To most people, it's just that thing that makes my car feel smooth. To Scotty, it's a mechanical nightmare wrapped in fake efficiency. I kid you not, he once described CVTs as the mechanical equivalent of duct taping your wallet to a grenade. Because when they work, sure, they're smooth, they're fuel efficient, they don't shift like traditional gearboxes, but when they fail spectacularly. And repairing a CVT, forget it. You don't repair them, you replace them. And replacing one often costs more than the value of the car. Especially if you own, you guessed it, a Nissan. To Scotty, putting a CVT in a car is like giving it a built-in expiration date. It's not if it fails, it's when. So yeah, if you bring your car to Scotty and it has a CVT, don't expect a pep talk. Expect judgment. Heavy, disappointed, tool-throwing judgment. He's not trying to be a YouTuber. He is YouTube. Apart from cars, here's something else I noticed after watching so many of Scotty Kilmer's content. Scotty's not trying to be a YouTuber. He's just being Scotty. There's no fancy editing, no slow-motion B-roll, no drone shots of his garage. It's just him, a handheld camera, probably an overheated Camry, and pure unfiltered chaos. And you know what? That's why it works. Every video feels like you're hanging out with your uncle who's been fixing cars for 50 years and has zero time for corporate nonsense. He's not pushing merch. He's not selling a master class. He just flips on the camera and rants about bad engineering and $100 sensors that used to cost $12. It's simple, it's honest, and somehow it's addictive. In a YouTube world full of polished thumbnails and algorithm-chasing content, Scotty's over here just screaming into the void about timing chains and throttle bodies, and somehow pulling millions of views. Because people trust what is real, and Scotty is as real as it gets. He's part guru, part chaos. Now, I'll admit, watching Scotty is kind of a wild ride. One minute he's calmly explaining how to flush a radiator, and the next he's yelling about how car companies are run by morons with MBAs. The man will casually give you a full breakdown of OBD2 diagnostics, then light a car part on fire just to make a point. He's got this chaotic energy that makes you wonder if he's actually mad at the car, or just mad at the entire state of the world. And yet, in the middle of the yelling and the frantic hand gestures, there's real wisdom. He breaks things down in a way anyone can understand. No jargon, no ego, just decades of knowledge being funneled directly into your brain at 120 decibels. It's this mix of mechanic meets mad scientist, and that makes him so watchable. He's not here to be calm and agreeable. He's here to wake you up and teach you how not to get screwed by a dealership. At the end of the day, he actually cares. Here's the twist nobody expects when they first stumble onto his channel. Behind the chaos, behind the rants and tool flinging and angry anti-CVT tirades, Scotty Kilmer actually cares. Like, genuinely. He's not doing this for clout. He's not trying to become a brand. He's trying to help people who've been lied to, overcharged, and taken advantage of. Every time he warns you not to buy some flashy new car with a complicated engine setup, it's not because he's stuck in the past. It's because he's seen what happens when ordinary people get burned by overengineered junk that can't be fixed without a PhD in computer science. He doesn't want your money. He wants your car to last. He wants you to learn, to think, to be skeptical of shiny marketing and instead go for what works. And in a world full of noise, that kind of honesty, it's rare. So yeah, after 100 hours of Scotty Kilmer, here's the summary. Buy a Toyota, avoid EV hype, don't trust mechanics blindly, keep it simple, don't buy CVTs, use tools that last, and above all, rev up your engines because there's still a guy out there screaming in his garage, doing everything he can to keep regular people from getting ripped off. And honestly, we kind of need that. If you want me to do a follow-up, I watched 100 more hours of Scotty Kilmer, don't tempt me. I'll do it. Just let me recover from the tinnitus first.